Environment Day is the most important day for environmental action and transformative changes. To preserve our planet, the first World Environment Day was observed with the slogan, "Only One Earth," 50 years ago. This slogan is still true 5 decades later, since the Earth is our only home. The international theme of this year, World Environment Day, "Only One Earth," calls for transformative changes to policies and choices to enable cleaner, greener, and sustainable living in harmony with nature. Our country is experiencing massive deforestation, plastic pollution of our towns, streams, and rivers, and sustainable solid and liquid waste management, and oil pollution in the producing areas. South Sudan is celebrating the year's World Environment Day under the national theme or slogan, "Safe Environment, Save Lives." Environment plays an important role in healthy living and the existence of life on planet. Healthy ecosystem clean our water, purify our air, maintain our soil, regulate the climate, recycle nutrients, and provide us with food. Earth is a home for different living species, and we all are dependent on the environment for food, air, water, and other needs. Therefore, it is important for every individual to save and protect our environment. Your Excellency, our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Environment and Forestry is commemorating this day with a series of activities. Massive cleanliness campaigns, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank all those who came out to do the cleanness in the Juba city, and more especially the young people who have turned up. They went to do the massive cleanness just because of their commitment and their love for their country. Planting of trees was also one of the activities. Awareness raising talk shows and the launching of the nationally determined contributions document that our Vice President has just launched. The first national adaptation plan and the rapid assessment of the state of the Sud wetlands. We also launched the Go Green Company, the company which is coming to collect for us the waste management. This company signed an agreement with the Juba City Council, and we also need to appreciate them because it is our own South Sudanese national company. And I would like in a particular way to thank the government of Central Equatoria State for making sure that you give our nationals the chance to exercise their duties. Thank you for that. We also had exhibition outside there. If you go later, just pass by the tent. There are so many things there you can take home. These are products from the forestry, and some of them are South Sudanese made. And we also need to encourage our own so that most of our things are made in the Republic of South Sudan than us bringing everything from outside the country. We need to encourage our farmers so that they give us the best food that we can. Fresh and organic foods. And I'm sure the Ministry of Agriculture is doing that to promote our farmers. The Ministry of Environment and Forestry is mandated to protect and conserve the environment, as well as ensure the sustainable utilization of the environmental resources best to meet the needs of the present and future generations. The Ministry of Environment and Forestry has been monitoring the flooding situation since 2019. The devastating floods in 5 of the 10 states that displaced and disrupted the livelihoods of over 800,000 people is due to climate change. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, report, these impacts are projected to worsen since the world temperature has risen by 1.2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. We will be experiencing recurrent floods, droughts, heat waves, excessive temperatures, and the invasion of exotic species and appearance of new diseases. Therefore, South Sudan has no option but to mitigate and adapt to the impacts of climate change. I'm glad to inform you that the Ministry of Environment and Forestry has developed the National Adaptation Programs of Action. The National Adaptation Plan, that is NAP, and the Nationally Determined Contributions, NDC. These strategies and plans will require USD 100 billion. The government will be able to raise 20 billion USD by 2050. And the remaining USD 80 billion is to be provided by the international communities or international partners. Regarding the devastating floods, the ministry is closely working with the Netherlands Embassy that is funding the construction of dikes in Jonglei State. The ministry is also in the process of installing an early warning system to forecast and predict extreme weather events such as floods, droughts, and heat waves. This system will alert our citizens such that they take precautions and prepare for any eventuality. Since these floods are going to be frequent, the only remedy is for our people in the affected areas to relocate from the flood plains to higher grounds and areas. The Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, in collaboration with the international community, are to provide the necessary assistance to the affected population such that they settle and rebuild their livelihoods. The floods have not only affected the livelihoods of our people, but have also affected the oil fields, thus contaminating water bodies and polluting the soils and grazing lands. Many oil wells have been affected, and therefore a comprehensive environmental audit of all the oil fields in the country is to be conducted. In this regard, the Ministry of Environment and Forestry, in collaboration with the Ministry of Petroleum, have selected 3 environmental farms through a competitive bidding process. And soon these firms will be awarded contract to conduct the audit. It is worth mentioning that since we inherited the oil operations from the Sudan, the oil companies that are operating in the country are not adhering to high environmental standards. The upcoming audit will expose all the misdeeds and hopefully come up with mitigation measures, recommendations, and the way forward. The audit report will be handed to the Ministry of Environment and Forestry for review and endorsement. I would like to assure our citizens that all companies that are polluted the environment will be held accountable. And will be made to restore the polluted areas and compensate all those affected. Your Excellency, the Vice President, Hussein Abdalbagi, our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to shed light on the current issue regarding the dredging and the resumption of the Jonglei Canal. The arrival of the equipment from Egypt in Unity States that are to be used for dredging of Nam and Bahr el Ghazal rivers is causing great anxiety to our citizens. The genesis of the current development is the flooding. This flooding is a result of climate change. It is not a man-made, for which the ministry has developed mitigation and adaptation strategies and these strategies and plans do not include dredging or the resumption of the Jonglei Canal project. The position of the Ministry of Environment and Forestry is very clear. No dredging will be permitted without the conduct of an environmental social impact assessment and other hydrological studies reviewed and approved by the Ministry of Environment.